Welcome to Capture Culture, where worlds collide, creatives thrive, and the beat, it never dies. We're your host, that's Adam.
Hello, how you doing today?
I'm Alex, coming fresh with a mic check and thanking you for the time you're about to invest. Adam, I'm doing good, bro. I want to answer you. I don't want to leave you hanging with that. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you too, bro. I appreciate the sunlight I'm seeing. It's getting hot here in Vegas, but the summertime is almost upon us. And that vitamin D is good for you, man. It's making me feel better.
Time to get out in the sun, man. Put some SPF on, take care of that sunscreen, and make sure it's
I need that.
Skin, do you need sunscreen, or is that something you rock?
I'm a light skin.
Fair skin.
I'm a light skin sin. You know what I mean? I'm a light skin sin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's like whoa.
That's what I'm white, bro. I'm white. Okay. I'm supposed to be brown. Middle Easterns are supposed to be brown, but I'm white.
There's Middle Easterns that are not brown, man. There are Middle Easterns who are, very fair skinned, and
they come in all colors.
Yeah, it's But
my body hair probably makes me a little more brown than I am too. I would be like extra white if I didn't have body hair.
I would say like you have like a very like Middle Eastern look though, even though you're not brown, you still got a very Middle Eastern look, which is
sure. I got the nose and the beard, the eyes and all.
Pharaoh, you're like you're like a scorpion king.
Pharaoh.
You're the
scorpion king.
Here,
dude. But, that kind of hits home with me because I deal with scorpions here in Vegas, so I kind of am the scorpion king.
You're out here killing scorpions and
bro,
protecting your home. Dude. I feel it, man. You definitely got to.
If you've never seen a scorpion like in real life and had to deal with them, man, they're fucking little crazy creatures, dude. They look crazy and they have like a skeleton body, and you don't think they could fit into these certain little cracks and crevices, but they do.
They're tiny, and they don't have skeletons, man. Bugs don't have skeletons, so they could squish into anything.
I fucking hate them.
They could squeeze into your ear. Imagine a scorpion in your ear, just sway.
Dude, that's a fear of mine. Like for real. Like we've had a scorpion in the bed one time. Like so, it is a fear of mine, dude.
No.
Yeah, man. I mean, we don't have like I got a new pest control. So shout out to Active Pest Control. Those motherfuckers are doing good. I've seen a lot less since I've started using them.
What is the procedure when there is a scorpion in the bed, man? Like, what is the?
You scream like a bitch, and then you jump out of the bed, and then you jump out of the bed, and you turn the lights on, and you keep high stepping because you don't know where the. Like legit. So when that happened, the procedure was like I shot out of bed.
Were you alone in bed? Were you alone in bed?
No. My wife got stung. Lexus got stung actually 2 nights in a row by the same scorpion. The first night she didn't know what it was, but she's telling me like, "Oh, my finger is hurting. It feels a little numb right here." She's like, "I woke up in the middle of the night and I don't know what happened. My finger's just oddly hurting." And I'm looking at it and it doesn't look like much. It's a very slight bump. But I'm like, yo, I think you got stung by a scorpion,
Whoa.
But she's on WebMD thinking it might be diabetes or some shit. And I'm like, no. I'm like, babe, I think it might, be a scorpion, like for real. We didn't think, maybe I checked very lightly, right? So the very next night, it happens again. And this time, because I told her this, I think she was aware. She's like, let me look. And she saw it in the dark. She's like, scorpion in the bed. It was under my pillow.
Wow.
This thing was, I don't know how long it's been under my pillow, right? Because 2 nights back to back in a row.
Right. Where did she get stung the second time?
On her finger. Because you know how like maybe when you sleep, you stretch your hand out it's under the pillow. So her hand's under my pillow.
Her finger was encroaching into the scorpion's territory and the scorpion attacked it.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty crazy though, because the scorpion didn't like come after me, right? He only attacked her when her hand slid up under there.
Yeah.
Right. So like this thing was trying, I don't know what it was trying.
It was trying to keep itself warm, man, because scorpions like the heat in your head. Was probably
the scorpion stuff.
So wait,
so when you say getting into my ear, I'm like, yeah, dude, like that is like kind of a fear,
If she didn't get stung, that thing probably would have ended up eating your brain, bro.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
I mean, I'm just joking when I say eating your brain.
Imagine Imagine that.
Scorpion getting in and stinging your brain.
I have these crazy migraines and I go to the doctor and they're like, there's a fucking scorpion in your head. You're like, what? I would hope to get some kind of superpowers like Spider-Man or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? And then become the Scorpion King, like you said, bro.
That is, you know, I don't even know how to say. I mean, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right.
You are the Scorpion King.
So no, I just want to say another part of like the procedure, right, is black lights. Black lights, they make those little guys shine in the dark. They shine like a white diamond. You get what I'm saying? Right. They shine bright. Neon. So a black light will catch it. So I have a black light next to my bed in the drawer just in case, because every now and again I'll do a little sweep. So I jump up, grab the black light to try to pinpoint the location of this thing, and then once I find it, it's just about like, let's kill this.
Now are cats like the natural predator for the scorpion, or are they the prey? Like what are
they are the predator. You are right about that, but my cats are domesticated. My cats have never been hurt by anything. You get what I'm saying? There is a fear as a pet owner for sure that my cats will get stung. I don't want my cats to get stung. I think they'll play with it as a toy. They have great reflexes. I don't know if the scorpion will be fast enough to sting my cat, or even if their fur, depending on where they sting it.
Or even if the cat would recognize that it's a danger, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like my dog, when he sees something that's in the house that shouldn't be, like he'll bark at it. He'll be like, whoa, he'll let me know, but he's still afraid of it. You know, he's still kind of.
My cats will go after any bug in the house. You know what I mean? A fly or whatever. So when they see that, I do think their instincts probably kick in, because when a scorpion's ready to sting, it looks aggressive. Like you could kind of look at reading body language, right? You're reading this scorpion's language. You could tell it's a little aggressive. But true story, one night I hear my cats just going at it downstairs, and they normally fight and play fight and stuff
with
each other, right? But something about the sound and how it was going down, I just like knew something was up, bro. It was like a fatherly instinct of mine for my fur babies downstairs. This is facts, bro. This is a true story, 100% true story. Me and Alexis are in bed with the lights off, ready to go to sleep. But I'm hearing it, and I'm like, nah, something's up. I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna go check. I turn on the light as I'm going down the stairs, and my girl, Aaliyah, my heart, man, this is my baby girl, my princess. She is face to face with a scorpion. She is like looking at it, sniffing it while it's crawling. And I immediately just grab her, like kind of toss her out of the way.
This was in the kitchen, you said?
This is right at the step of my steps going upstairs. You've been to my house, so it's right there. It's not in the kitchen; it's around the kitchen,
right there, but on the tile, on the
tile. And the scorpion's just moving, and Aaliyah, the scorpion's trying to get out of Aaliyah's vicinity, but Aaliyah's like following it, and she's like, she's not killing it. Her face is in it. And I'm like, oh my God. So I grab her, I toss her, and I have my slides right there at the bottom of the foot of the steps every time. So I just grab my slide and bam, kill that shit. And you got to stomp those things hard, dude. If you come any kind of like, just like a little tap, that thing is going to live. You got to like, boom, you got to stomp that shit.
I forget that it is just an insect and you can stomp it out like with a quickness, you know. Sometimes when I'm barefoot, I'm very hesitant. I'm very hesitant to stomp on something that I should stomp
on. Sure. Yeah. No, you're right. Like a spider in an emergency scenario, maybe. But a scorpion being a stinger, you don't want to stomp on that with your bare foot as well. Like you want to get something because you don't want to take that risk of it stinging you on the bottom of your foot. Some people could be allergic and it could really hurt them. We get the bark scorpion out here. So pretty much here, what I've been told it feels like is like a razor cut, very fast razor cut. And then you get numb and you can't get nauseous. Those are the side effects.
What's the worst thing that you've ever been stung?
I got stung by a bee on my lip when I was riding a bike as a kid. So then I fell off the bike and busted my lip even furthermore.
Wow.
So that was the worst.
My worst thing was stung by a jellyfish while I was swimming in the water, and I lost consciousness in the water.
Shit!
Yeah. They had to save there. I got
you drowned?
Yeah, they jumped in. The lifeguard had to resuscitate me, dude. Like I came. Like
so you're on your second life, bro?
On my third one, I think, dog. Like I think I'm on my third, really. But
you're a cool cat, bro. You're a cat with the 9 lives.
Maybe.
So they resuscitated you. They pulled you out. How old were you?
Jersey Shore. I was young. Maybe 4 or 5 years old. I have the memory of it because I remember seeing purple spots everywhere. And then the next thing I know, like I'm looking at my dad and I'm out of the water and I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
You know, like, so that's yeah.
That's pretty crazy, dude. I mean, the last time I got stung was my taxes. That stung. Uncle Sam got quite the stinger, bro. Uncle Sam got quite the sting. Fuck you, Uncle Sam.
I still haven't done my taxes. It's been a couple years.
It's gonna sting. It's gonna sting, yo. It's gonna sting. But yo, man, let's get into it. So I'm watching the morning news with wifey, having a nice cup of Joe. We're just chilling, right? Morning news is generally light. They keep it light. It's not serious out here. There's enough serious shit going on. But a story got us. It was like, how many guns have been confiscated at schools this year in Las Vegas? And it was something like 35 firearms this year alone. We're not halfway through the year. So this year alone, about 35 firearms have been confiscated at elementary schools.
Elementary.
And this is and this is guns. This does not also include other weapons and BB guns. They found like another 70 BB guns out here in Vegas. This is going on in schools. These kids are taking these weapons to school, right? And it's sad, right? It's fucking sad if you're a parent. I mean, you're just like, damn, bro. Like,
I heard that
it's the streets at school. Like, what?
I heard that there's certain schools that are thinking about banning book bags, like backpacks altogether.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. But then you see bulletproof backpacks as well, like to try to help. Have you seen that? They make bulletproof backpacks.
Yeah, but that's more of like a backpack is something you could hide things in. And
true.
And to me, I feel like either clear backpacks, which doesn't really work, but it works. But I think what do they need backpacks for? Really, everything's on a computer, you know?
Well, you're right. I mean, I agree, but everything's digital. You don't need a backpack. But what's to save them if someone from the outside comes in? Because that happens more often than not, too. Someone's walking onto campus with the gun. They're not even trying to conceal it. They're walking ready to go.
If we could get armed security guards at every single bank and airport, then we could definitely have it at every single, elementary school, or high school. It should be. We should be protecting our youth. The youth,
bro. So it's a disturbing story, right? And we're looking at it and we're like, man, why is this happening? And you know why shit like this happens?
Tell me.
Because of motherfuckers like Ja Morant, bro. That's why that type of shit happens. You got a guy like Ja Morant who's got the world in his hands. He's got the world at his fingertips. He's got all the talent in the world. He himself is a father, right? He's got all the skill. There's people that would kill and do whatever to do to be in his position. And what is this motherfucker doing? He is dancing and flashing guns on Instagram Live and dancing around and acting like a goddamn fool, bro. Like a goddamn fool. I mean, what you think? Did you hear the his nickname, Ja Warrant? Instead of Ja Morant, Ja Warrant, like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's pretty good. But here's the thing, man. Like, Ja Morant is such a talented
he is
player and a superstar, 100%. And he's aware that he needs to make better decisions off the court. But this is yet again another mistake that he's done. And you know what? Like, I heard Ja Morant went and he something happened to his mom. Somebody did something to his mom. He went and he caught a charge by attacking the person that hurt his mom or something like that. So it's like I wouldn't be surprised to hear in a few months or a week or whatever that Ja Morant is now banned from the NBA or can't play anymore because he's got to go serve his sentence for shooting someone or doing something stupid, because obviously he thinks that this gun is something that should be flashed and should be shown off. He should be danced with, and he's romanticizing the use of it. So right.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, for sure he's definitely romanticizing it, but he's not cut from that cloth. People have called him out for that. He's like, I saw this post and slide where he's like Clarence from 8 Mile when Eminem goes, this guy's a gangster, his real name's Clarence, and Clarence lives at home with both parents. You remember that?
Yeah, he lives.
Clarence's parents have a real good marriage, and for every lyric that Eminem spits in that, they're showing pictures of Ja Morant that fits that profile. So he's not even cut from that cloth.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say he does have a good upbringing. Like it looks
He has
like
a good upbringing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of.
He has a good upbringing. He's got a support system. And when you say like he knows the mistakes he's making, no, he don't. He just made this mistake. He made this mistake like 2 months ago. You know what I mean? And
you don't think he's aware?
No, he's not. He looks super fucking ignorant to me, dude. I think John Morant has shown his true colors, bro. I think he's shown his true colors, and we know how ignorant, and he's just like this cocky little ignorant kid who's dancing and playing with guns at strip clubs and riding around cars midday with a gun to his head, like dancing. And it's like, yo.
I think John Morant feels it. I think what it is a lot of his youth, and when you're his age, you feel invincible, man. And especially in the position he's in, he has to feel like he's invincible because like what I mean, if you can't really blame the guy because he's in Memphis, Memphis is
dangerous,
like crime, very dangerous, very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Place. Yeah.
And with him, he's gonna be a target no matter where he goes in Memphis. Everybody knows who he is. He's gonna be a target. He needs that protection. So I can't really blame the guy for carrying, right?
No.
But he's got to be a lot more mature with what he's
not. He's a kid. I'm not going to persecute him for his youth and the mistakes he's making right now, but he is a role model and he is smart and he knows what he is and he has a daughter. And I'm not criticizing guns or if you want to be about that life or whatever, just do you. Why are you putting it on Instagram live? And you got money. I mean, you could hire bodyguards. You don't have to be the one doing all that shit. You get what I'm saying? He got busted, dude. I mean, the story, like what happened before was actually even worse. I mean, there's a story of him punching a teenager at like a high school, like a pickup game and flashing a gun. Then there's the story of him and his crew apparently in an SUV flashing a red beam at the Pacers staff like it was a gun. And the Pacers staff said like we fully believed that was a gun and we felt like we were in danger at that moment. And then you had that incident with him like holding the gun like this and smiling and shit like that. And to me, I brought up the whole story of kids taking gun to school for a reason, because these guys are role models. Let the rappers be rappers, dude. Let the gangsters do all that shit, okay? When you're a basketball athlete, when you're an NBA athlete, you are held to a certain standard. Most people that have jobs, if they get caught doing that shit on Instagram, there is going to be something coming down on you, right? There's going to be consequences.
Even if a rapper does that shit, man. Even if a rapper does it, there's consequences coming, There
is consequences coming, but a rapper, that's more of their image, so they could use that to market their album and shit. That's what a rapper does. Not an NBA star, bro. You get what I'm saying? There's all these little memes and gifs and whatever of him saying he's like the best shooter in the league right now, and it's him holding all these guns because he's a shooter. He's just being a dummy, bro. I think it's disappointing because I don't know if you remember last year, you and I had the LaMelo Ball, John Morant debate. And you picked LaMelo and I picked John Morant. I was like, no, John Morant is sick. I was a big John Morant fan. And I could honestly say this has all turned me off to John Morant. I'm no longer necessarily a big fan of him. I'm still rooting for him, though. There's a difference between like condemning the kid, but I'm rooting for him. But the fact that all that shit happened not too long ago and he got suspended for 8 games, it fucked with his money. He didn't make all. Yeah, go ahead.
He's not learning. He's not learning from the mistake either. And that's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's
so when you say like he knows the things he has to do, I think he knows it, but he just doesn't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think he's so cocky and arrogant right now, or he just doesn't even give a fuck. And I think he doesn't realize that everything he has right now can't be taken away. It can't be taken away.
The rules don't apply to John Morant in his mind, So
I mean, if shit like this keeps happening, he will be out of the league. He's not gonna be out of the league right now, but if shit like this keeps happening, he's gonna be out of the league. But more importantly, just for a fan of people and someone who empathizes with people, I don't want this guy to get shot. I don't want him to die. You know what I mean?
Or to shoot somebody. Somebody.
But like you said, like Memphis is super dangerous. Right. Okay, and you think they're gangsters out there think like, oh, he's John Morant, he's not touchable? Nah, the real gangsters in Memphis are like, okay, we could catch this fool slipping somewhere. They want to. Let's go steal his jewelry. Let's go steal his money. Let's go whatever. I mean, that happens to rappers all the time. PNB Rock, something happened where his lady or whatever, the location of the chicken and waffle house he was at got put out on Instagram. And like 20-30 minutes later, gangsters were there, shot him dead and took his chain. So this shit's real, bro. That's why I get so upset over like gun issues. Like I get I get the need for him to protect himself and arm himself, but this is just fucking stupid, bro. This is stupid. Yeah. This is beyond stupid.
In order to have a gun, I feel like you need to be mature about your decisions that you're making, and he's showing clearly that he's not able to make those decisions, you know, and he shouldn't have. Whoever his manager is, or whoever's kind of like has to rein him in, needs to be like, yo, give me that fucking gun, you know, until you're fucking like 28 or whatever, 20 30, and you could fucking handle it. You know, right now, I don't think you can handle it, and he should have a bodyguard. You know, I think he should, if he's worried about protecting him.
He does. I mean, clearly all his people are strapped. Right. Like, clearly he doesn't. I mean, he has the right to bear his own arms. That's fine. You know what I mean? Do you? I think Memphis, I saw it's like an open carry state. So that's fine. I'm not telling John Morant don't have the gun. I'm telling John Morant, why are you like waving it and celebrating it and dancing with it? You're literally acting like it's a toy. Right. All the real gun people out there will fucking tell you, like, they don't handle their guns like that. All my friends that are gun enthusiasts, they don't handle their guns like that. They're very professional. They're very safe. They're very knowledgeable. They're not going around dancing with guns, bro. You get what I'm saying? Putting it up to your head. And there are kids that go to school with guns and they think it's cool. And this is a perpetual thing within our culture.
Yeah, because John Morant is a victim of that himself. You know, he's seen it himself, and he thinks like, "Oh, I've seen this shit in videos, so you know what? That's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm gonna imitate." And he's a product of the society himself, man. It's perpetual, like you said. Like, he learned it from somewhere, and he's just passing it on to the next future. John Morant is gonna ruin his future with, you know, by trying to act cool. So,
yo, John, get your shit together, bro. I want to see this guy play. He's an incredible talent to watch, bro, on the court.
I want to see him win a championship, man. You know, that's like, I want to see him. I was rooting for Memphis because I felt like that's a young team. Yeah, that could go. You know, but
how much? So, how long do you think the suspension should be coming down? So, remember all the stuff I talked about prior, 8-game suspension, and then like a month later he does it again.
I think they should give him like something heavy, I want to say 6 months, 6 months from the league, like, no interaction with the league, 6 months, you know, like,
how many games? How many games? Because that's what it really comes down to. It comes down to games as well. Like, I say no less than 30 games.
That's what about half the season. No
less for 30 games. If you're Adam Silver and you discipline this guy with 8 games over everything, I mean, for the reports of a red beam to another team and another team's staff, and he only got 8 games. He got off like really easy the first time, and then he turns around and does something stupid all over again. And by the way, again, this is John Morant putting himself out there like this. This is no one catching him. You feel a little more empathetic if it's like some bystander videotaping it and put it out there, but this is him putting this shit out there. So it changes the narrative on that shit. So I say at least 30 games, half a season. Sucks for Memphis. Sucks for all the Memphis Grizzlies fans. He's doing them dirty. He's letting a lot of people down with his actions, bro.
He needs to sit in his shit and understand, like, all right, like,
sit in the shit.
Sit in the shit for a little bit and eat it, you know, and learn to like it, and then come back and understand like what the opportunity you got, and you know, like, why doing something like that would squander the opportunity, the blessing that he has, you know. So yeah, man, John Morant, get your shit together.
Get your shit together. Sit in the shit.
Sit in the shit.
Dude, you know who's not sitting in shit though? You know who's like just fucking glowing and shining, bro? Martha Stewart.
Don't tell me. I'm looking at it, man.
Martha, dude. At 81 years old, she is gracing the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition.
I believe you're blushing, dude. Look at you. Your cheeks are all rosy, dude. You're all blood, like,
dude.
I mean,
Martha. Yeah, no, man. Look. What do you think, dude? 81 years old. She's on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. This is an iconic.
Did you know Martha Stewart has children? Do you know if she's a mother? You know, because is
she Mother Martha? I don't know.
Is she because?
Do you think that's the secret to her glowing 81 age youth? Does she not have kids?
Well, I mean,
I don't think she is. I don't know.
Does she have like a?
Yeah, she does.
She does. I mean, Martha
Alexis,
Stewart,
interestingly enough.
Oh, I mean, look, she looks great, right? But It is a magazine, and it is Sports Illustrated, and they are very notorious for their editing, and
Everybody
I'm
edits, even a
just
picture on
looking at it.
Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, she does look great though. I'm not knocking on it.
Why you
Just
trying to shit on the globe by
no, no, no,
saying,
no,
look,
no, no, no.
everybody knows there's editing, dude.
Look,
Everybody knows there's
I
editing.
think this is a very smart play by Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, because the Swimsuit Edition is always the most talked about.
Who graces that cover?
Well, it's always talked about. It's always and this is going to get everybody talking about the swimsuit Sports.
It already is, right? We're talking about it right now.
Talking about it, so it's a very smart play.
It is smart, but it's courageous as well. You know what I mean? Like that's, everything by Sports Illustrated for sure. I mean, they put an 81-year-old Martha Stewart on the cover of a magazine in an issue that everyone wants to see, the young, hot, up and coming, and they broke the mold. It is courageous because for so many years they never did anything like this. So it is courageous to do something new.
I think it's very impressive by Martha Stewart to just be like 81 years old. Like,
yeah,
she's very well taken care of,
Bro, do you think you'll be alive at 81? And if you are, like, how do you think right now you'd be feeling at 81?
Yeah, Martha Stewart figure has got a cheat code, dude. She must have, she's got some sort of secret cheat code, because I'm looking at these photos, man, and hey,
answer the question, bro. Where are you gonna be at 81? What do you think?
Probably dead, bro. I mean, dude,
I don't think
I'm.
It's sad. 81 is old, dude. With all with all the products we can consume nowadays that shortens lifespans. When you talk about cancer and heart disease and all kinds of illnesses, to make it to 81 is a feat, and to grace the cover of a swimsuit edition at 81 is another feat, dude.
I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's you can see she's very proud of it.
Of course,
like you could tell she's very, like in these photos, you could tell.
Why wouldn't you be, man? I would be, man. I'm proud if I lose 5 pounds. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm proud if I gain just a little definition in my arms or something. You know what I'm saying? At 81, bro, I don't think I'm gonna be moving too well at 81 if I keep my habits up. So I've been trying to get back into it. It's hard, dude.
Do you think at 81 years old, Martha Stewart fucks? Do you think she fucks right now? Do you think she fucks really?
Look at that cut. If she doesn't fuck, she's gonna be fucking now. You know what I'm saying?
Does she fuck or does she make love? Like is that like,
yo, she got a new Tinder profile pic right now. You know what I'm saying?
She's got a new default pic. Yeah, man. Like I would swipe right. I would definitely swipe right.
She's kind of iconic. She's kind of iconic, dude. I mean, the thing she's done with Snoop. If I was single, hell yeah, I'd swipe right to Martha Stewart right now, dude. Are you kidding me? And I say that as like, this is inspiring for real, for real. Like honestly, it's really inspiring because I have multiple friends and people who maybe are out of shape or whatever. Sometimes we all tend to think like this is just what we're gonna be. This is how we're gonna grow. This is just what it is. I'll be lucky if I'm even here at 81. We both just said it. This girl's living her best life at 81 right now and still doing it. Now, granted, money helps. Money helps. Like you mentioned editing. Yeah, of course. Like those photos have been touched up. They've been brushed up.
Those 1,000 count thread count bed sheets also help as well. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, dude. Like, I'm sure she does Botox and maybe little fillers here and there, but I'm learning that there's nothing wrong with that. You just want to be self-confident and have self-care. I think all of us can learn from Martha Stewart to have some self-care in our lives so we don't grow old bad. A lot of people grow old and it's very heartbreaking the way people grow old. You get what I'm saying? Like there's a graceful way to do it.
I really like a redemption story, man. Martha Stewart came from a point where she went to jail. She went to prison for blue collar crimes, and now she's like
insider trading
at 81 years old, donning the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition.
Right. Edition.
Edition.
Yeah, dude. Edition. She made like weed brownies with Snoop Dogg and shit, dude. She's an icon, bro. She's
had a story arc for sure, man.
And she knows how to cook. You need to eat right too. You need to eat right. You need to get active. But, all that editing and stuff, you could tell, like, her body and her shape is not edited. Like, she's fit. She takes care of herself. There's no extreme shit there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's like the girls with the BBLs and all this stuff is fake. Like, it's her. She's worked. Yeah. She's worked out. She's earned. She's kept that figure.
Well, I mean, if you just go and Google image the Martha Stewart, you'll see like she has a lot more. Her look, the texture of her skin on the swimsuit edition is not the same as the texture of her skin in other photos. Like it's definitely. But she's beautiful either way.
Of course, it's a magazine.
You're going to touch
it up. You're going to touch it up. You're going to touch it up. All of us look a lot different in person, in real life, when you see, you know what I mean? Like, before I come on Capture Culture, I put chapstick on so my lips don't look all fucking dry and shit. So I put lotion on so my hands don't look all ashy and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I even spray a little some just so I could feel good and smell good.
It's all about the aura of the.
Even though you can't smell me, it's an aura. It's self-care. It's confidence, and you got to do what you got to do to feel confident.
Do you think it's fair to the other models, these young up and coming models, now that that spot was taken from them? That
100%, 100% is fair. Sharing that shit. There's a lot of women out there, man, that are growing older and middle-aged women, and they're looking at Martha Stewart right now as an inspiration. I'm looking at Martha Stewart right now as an inspiration because I want to be 81 and I want to feel great when I'm 81. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's me. I think it's an inspiration. I think these young girls, by the way, first of all, like with these models, we live in an Instagram day and age and a TikTok day and age. Everybody's a fucking model, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, any girl that looks slightly attractive be on TikTok dancing or showing off whatever she got. Get what I'm saying? Like, there's too many models out there. There's too many models. So for Sports Illustrated to go this route and to really do something inspiring, and if you think about it, it's Sports Illustrated, so it's sports. So health is still a kind of a concept within this. Health and being an athlete is still kind of a concept about that. And it's about taking care of yourself. So
is that the tie-in with Martha Stewart and sports, like Sports Illustrated is just a healthy life?
Well, now with the swimsuit edition, I don't believe, but the Sports Illustrated itself is a sports athletic magazine.
But there's no real kind of connection to her in Sports Illustrated, is there?
I don't believe so. Off the top of my head, no. This is the first time for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I mean, there have been some definitely beautiful, girls on the cover of Sports Illustrated, man. And I tell you one, like when I was a young kid, man, I was always looking forward to the swimsuit edition. I always had
100%.
Right. So
of course, me too, bro. Who was it? But like, speaking of, I say it's a bold move. Okay, I think them doing it is a bold move. It worked for them. Other companies that made some bold moves, they're kind of in some controversy right now, like Budweiser, Bud Light, right? They got the trans person. What's her name?
Well,
let me see.
I'll tell you in a second. Her name is Dylan Mulvaney.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So Dylan Mulvaney is a trans woman, and Budweiser decided to use her as part of their marketing. And there's a lot of backlash for this, and I think their stock dropped and just all over the media. I mean, this is a hot topic right now, right? Obviously, and there's been celebrities and famous people bashing the brand now. They don't want to drink it or whatever the case may be. What do you think about all this, bro? What do you think about all this?
Here's the thing.
I don't care.
We live in America, right? Like, we live in America, and the thing about living in America is that you're free to do whatever the fuck you want to do. So
yes, sir. Preach.
If Bud Light wants to sit here and they want to brand their content with whoever they want to brand their content with, or match their brand with, is, guess what? That's within their right. They can do it. And if you don't like that, guess what? It's in your right to go drink some Coors Light, bro. Like,
right? Yeah, 100%. You don't have to be in an uproar. You don't have to be in an uproar over it. I'll tell you who does give a fuck, though, is their shareholders. I mean, to a certain extent, you got to think of from a business standpoint, they made a bad, maybe possible in the meantime, a bad business decision. And then it comes to a stand where, like, I get the stance that they made, right? But is it necessary to make with alcohol and booze. You get what I'm saying? Like, why does all this woke generation and culture, this is what people are talking about, like playing devil's advocate. Why does woke culture have to enter the discussion with just products and stuff like that? Why does it have to constantly be there, and companies feel pressured to take a liberal stance on things for people? You know what I mean? Like, where's the line drawn?
So you're saying, like, why does the company feel the need to have to kind of represent that? Well, because I guess certain companies, they're looking for the next, um, the next person to drink their first Bud Light. They're like,
The next wave, yeah.
Who hasn't drunk a Bud Light? Let's reach out to those people. Like, you think like, okay, well, the trans community is probably not a community that's thinking that, well, let's go get a case of Bud Lights.
Right.
So
right.
and they want to reach that community because guess what? They're American. They're from America, and America's about capitalism. They want to make that money. So
right. America's about everybody, man. Like you said. I mean, be you, be free. I don't blame them either, but just from a business standpoint, I'm like, it doesn't necessarily make sense. That's not your demographic. You did take a hit for it. Like, I remember the NBA when Black Lives Matter was really going down. 2020, the bubble, NBA put Black Lives Matter on the court. I don't know if you remember, like their jerseys, they were allowed to put like whatever on their jerseys, like pray for peace or what, it's stuff like that. The NBA, I get it because the demographic again, your audience.
NFL, though? What about the NFL?
But real quick, the NFL too, right? But like, I know a lot of people that didn't like that about the NBA. They just wanted sports. It wasn't about political things or ideology. They just like, why can't sports be sports? That's supposed to be our getaway, our escape, our escape. Well, yeah. Well, see, I believe certain individuals can take stances on political things on the side as well. But when you talk about the whole organization as a whole, the NBA, that's where that line is drawn. Like the NFL, right? The NFL and that whole Colin Kaepernick thing, man, I was Team Cap all the way. I was Team Cap all the way. And I thought they made it a much bigger issue than that needed to be. It blew up into something because people were so offended by certain things. But it did kind of push the narrative, and I think the NFL in the end zones, they do have things like unity or stuff like that. They do have like little positive messages for woke culture, to say the least.
I think they almost had to. It was almost like a little bit pulling teeth with the NFL. I feel like the NFL is a little bit more of a little more racist. Than the NBA. I feel like the NBA is a little. They're very. Adam Silver feels like he's the right guy for the job. I feel like 100%. And
let's call it what it is. The NFL is a white league and the NBA is a black league. That's just kind of what it is. That's why when John Morant gets busted for this, that's why the NBA hates that image so much. It's because they already have that image. You get what I'm saying?
The Allen Iverson kind of no more kind of braids or no more kind of
right. And it's a shitty image to have. I'm a fan of both the NFL and the NBA. Is it fair that the NFL has that white supremacy stereotype? No, it's not fair on them as well. You get what I'm saying? But and for their fans, not every NFL fan that's screaming for the Patriots to win is a racist. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just not what it is. It's not what it is.
Well, coming back to Bud Light though, or Budweiser, I'm looking at their stock right now, and it's down, and it's saying Google's saying buy this stock, right? And you're saying that the stockholders may be upset. It's like, well, then sell the stock. Like if you don't want to, if they're shareholders, like if you don't want to be associated with this company, or if you're losing money, well, I mean that's a risk you took.
No, I feel you, but not at the higher level. The people that own the majority stakeholders, these people are.
I don't feel sorry for them. They got way too much money, man. I don't feel any.
Yeah. Well, you're right about that. They got a lot of money by like poisoning, essentially, people with like shit. But I'm just saying at the same. It's just like, as far as business and money goes, you do owe it to the stockholders to make the best strategic play for your business to succeed. That's all it is. That's all I was trying to say.
Then again, controversy creates cash, though. And anybody talking about Budweiser, right now, I bet they did reach the trans community, and there are like trans people who are just like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go get some Bud Light right now. Hell yeah, why not?
That's true. That's true.
So, and yeah, man, I'm all
I'm
about. I'm
I'm
all
with you,
about
bro.
it. I'm all
I'm
about
with
it.
you. I don't think it's a big deal at all. We're just talking about the backlash and the perspective of it, and the pros and cons to everything. I say do it. I don't care.
Right now,
Um,
Mr. Beast. I don't know about if you know about Mr. Beast, but one of
I'm
Mr.
not too
Beast's
familiar with.
well, Mr. Beast is a YouTube creator. He's the biggest
Mm,
creator on the planet. All his videos, he's a huge philanthropist, and he gives away all the money that he makes from his YouTube, millions of dollars. And in each video, like he'll buy a island, and then he'll run a contest. Whoever wins the contest has the island, and he's
what the fuck? That's
yeah, dude.
crazy.
He does crazy things like that. He's done jets. He gives away jets, from Ferraris, houses. He's bought houses for all the people that work on his team. He's bought like a house for them on the same block, and it's almost like a
I
people are
remember
calling.
reading something about that
Yeah,
recently.
it's almost like a cult, almost. But he's saying, no, I just
Yeah,
want my friends to live close to me, and they don't have a commute, and this is where they work, and blah
that's
blah.
dope.
I mean, he's doing the right. Mr. Beast has always done the right thing. He's always making the right moves, it seems, And right now, one of the guys in his crew, one of my favorite guys, is making a transition, and it's kind of causing a little bit of. It seems like there's a little bit of uncomfort,
Mm.
between the crew, and that's causing a lot of people on the internet to be like, to
Uncomfort with
talk
the
to
crew.
talk with the crew, yeah, with the
Okay.
like you could see it in the interactions that they have.
Okay.
They've
So this is
they've
not
only
even their fans. This is actually
within
like
the
the
crew,
team, the Mr.
within the crew.
Beast
I
team.
mean,
Okay.
but they're doing nothing but being supportive, But there's a
Okay.
little bit of a joke will be made that will nobody will sell, or it'll be kind of it's subtle little things that you could kind of see within the one live stream that they've had since, and to me, uh I feel like this guy's or this girl, or I feel like the Mr. Beast is now almost tainted, not tainted, but um I guess a way to say it would be almost being painted into a corner, of,
Mm.
oh, this guy's now being kicked off the show because he's making the transition, and
Mm.
it's
Is he being
almost
kicked off the show?
well, they haven't made a show yet. They've just announced it. It's been a month. There has no new
Okay.
content's been coming out, and it's
And
almost seems like,
I'd imagine that's unusual. If he's a
yeah,
big YouTube creator, to go a month without releasing content that's a big deal,
right.
right?
So it seems like this guy who made no wrong moves, like every move that he was making is about to, like, it seems like he's about to make his first misstep, and
It's such an interesting just thing going on within our culture right now. I think it's like so unique, and no matter how you feel about it, a lot of people have emotions towards it. And I think that is what's so interesting about the trans debate going on in America right now. It's just so prevalent. It's more prevalent than it's ever been, right? It's kind of in our face all the time, and it's everywhere we go, for good or for bad. Me, live your life the way you want to live your life. If it doesn't affect me in any way, or you're not hurting or harming anybody, who the hell cares how you live in,
imagine this,
right?
man. How would you feel if I just started, like, if I started making a transition? How would you feel, like, towards me? You think we would still hang out if I started, like, wearing, like, growing my hair super long and flowy, and shave my face all baby face like, and wearing tight clothes and tight jeans, and like coming down to, like, how would you feel towards me?
It would be weird in the beginning for sure,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't feel any type of way towards you if that's really happened. Like, I know that's not going to happen. I would feel more surprised than anything that you're making that transition,
Mm,
um but you just kind of like adapt and you learn to live with it. Like, it's just natural for humans to act a different way. You are changing, so the energy you're going to receive back is changing. Now I can't talk to you from boy to boy. If you identify as a woman, I got to be still your friend. But now it's like, even the pronouns I got to get right, which I'll probably stumble over 100 times, and not
right.
trying to offend
Disrespect.
anybody. You
Right.
just do it. You just do it. What I helped a trans woman at work, and it was an older woman, but it was clearly a man. Clearly, okay. I'm just telling the story to tell the story as it is, and um, I addressed her on accident as a guy, or just like yes sir, or something like that, just in casual, and didn't mean anything by it. And she
Just a
corrected
slip.
me, and I said,
Oof.
you know, I really am. Well, she
Oof.
didn't correct me in a bad way, but she was just like, hey, I did what I had to do. Okay, it's on my ID. She didn't say it like that, but she's just like, it's on my ID. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean anything by it. And I think trans people also have to be a little less sensitive to people who do those slip ups and who don't know how to feel and act about something, because it's just human nature, bro.
Right.
If it's there's a few people that live that type of lifestyle. So when other people come in contact, sometimes you don't know how to act. I don't know how to act sometimes if I come in contact with a short person, right? With like I don't want to use the incorrect term, but a little person, right? Like a little person. It's just like, it just makes me feel a type of way. I don't know how, like I'm looking down at them, and it's like in my own head, my own complex, I want to act right and say the right thing and not say anything to offend anybody. And I think if in your heart of hearts, you're just a genuine good person, it just is what it is. But it's it's an interesting. It would take me adapting to you, bro, if you became a woman. Yes, like it would be different in the beginning, but I would accept you. If that's ultimately the question, it's like, yeah, I'd accept you and I'd support you. You know,
that interaction you had with that woman, did it end positively? Or
yeah, for sure, because I wasn't rude or anything. It was just one little slip up with that. And she corrected me.
And did you kind of walk around on eggshells then when you were addressing
the entire time I was having the interaction, I was on eggshells. You get what I'm saying? And I do think a lot of people feel that way when it comes to subjects like that, is you're just on eggshells because you don't want to be villainized, and you know you're not a villain. You get what I'm saying? Right. I think some people are being villainized and they're not really villains. Just some people have different perspectives on life. You get what I'm saying? But ultimately, man, I've worked with people who I found out later was a trans man. And I was like, whoa, I had no idea. It was just more of a surprise, but it didn't make me think anything else of that person at all. So I bring that up to say, if you know a trans person, you get it, bro. You really get it. You get like, yeah, man, you really are a man, or you really are a woman. Like your spirit really is a woman, and you want to identify as this, by all means, do it. Like there's gay people, like there's no way, like back in the day, I can't believe they try to like fix gay. Get what I'm saying? Like, no, man, like, no, like, you know, these people, you know who they are. Like, there's not an issue. There's not a problem. They're not wired incorrectly. It's just who they are.
It's really sad though, that when they say like trans rights are human rights too, it's like, ooh, ouch. Yeah. Like, yeah, it is, dude. Like it's really sad that even needs to be said, and I've had interactions where I've slipped up too with a girl that I work with, but I just did it then. Like a guy that I work with, he does makeup. He's a makeup artist, very good makeup artist, and he identifies as a male, and looks like a female, but has short hair and will dap you up and and this and that, and yeah, but there's no ever disrespect there, like there's no disrespect there at all. It's just my brain will just be like, oh, this is she got big old tits. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm so when I'm almost like I'm almost I don't know if I'm attracted, but I'm just almost like
Yo, you bring a good point. Like people just act awkward in certain situations, okay? Like that they're not used to or they're not around. If you put me in a room full of gang members, I'm gonna act very awkward as well. I'm gonna be careful with the words I say and what I do. If there's, like I said, like if there's a little person and I'm in a room full of little people, if there's a girl with gigantic, humongous tits like popping out, right? Like it's like the elephant in the room. Or if there's someone extremely overweight and obese, and there are things about physical traits and characters that or people that make people just act different in certain rooms, right? Like that's another thing. I mean, some people like take pride in how they act the same in every situation they're in. And that's, I think, what we should all strive for. But it's natural. It's natural. It's natural to be on eggshells with certain things.
I think it's also important to keep in mind how it must feel to be that elephant in the room,
Yeah.
to be that kind of the one that's different than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because when you say like, oh, imagine being in a room full of little people. Well, imagine being a little person in a room full of big people,
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And we need to have that compassion, and
100%.
I think that it's important to treat human beings with decency, man. And
hell yeah, bro. Speak on it, man. Compassion, empathy, sympathy, decency. We've all been through some shit, and none of us are perfect, but we all got to respect the way we want to live our lives, as long as it's like, again, not hurting anyone and there's nothing bad going on. I don't see the problem in it, bro.
Otherwise, do what thou will. Like it's
exactly.
But
exactly. If it's not your problem, it's not in your world. Why do you even care about it? I think like that about so many topics. You get what I'm saying? Like so many people get so heated over things that, like don't necessarily, like they want to change things, like people that within politics, or they want to, like, they just get so heated over certain issues.
How many Bud Lights you got in your refrigerator right now?
I'm not a big beer drinker. I got no Bud Light. I don't drink Bud Light anyways anymore. I'm 37. You know what I mean? Like, I stopped drinking Bud Light years ago. If I play beer pong and stuff, that's the beer you're gonna get and all that. But now I drink like nice IPAs. I drink distinguished beer, if you will. No knock on Bud Light, but we know what Bud Light is. So and I drink more. Like, I don't drink a lot. I really don't drink a lot. So when I do, I like to have more of a cocktail now or something like that, and have one. Like, I'll just like to pour like one nice stiff drink. Right. And just be cool on that, and then smoke my vape. You know what I'm saying?
And for real, it's like, who drinks Bud Light anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's out here drinking Bud Light, worried about Bud Light? Really? Like, why are you worried about Bud Light? They'll be fine. Like, they're just reaching out to a new market, and yeah, it's the right thing for them to do. And hey,
what would have been funny? If they wanted to support, like, trans community, which they are, they could have put the Bud Light in the regular Budweiser can, and then put the Budweiser in the Bud Light can, and there you got a trans beer on your hands. You know what I mean?
Or maybe have, like, instead of a blue can Bud Light, a pink can Bud Light.
Yeah, but then you're late. Is that putting them in the box? That's feminism.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think trans women are jealous of trans men? Because I feel like being a trans man is a little easier to pull off. Not that anything's easy to pull off. I don't know. I don't walk in their shoes. But do you think so?
I think trans women are more. I don't know. Jealousy, as far as like being easier to pull off. I don't think it's easy to pull off either, man. And
right. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's not at all.
I've never really been confused when I was like, oh, okay, that's but I have seen some very beautiful, like trans women, and I'm like, wow, like
yeah.
And at the same time, I don't know. So
I was letting you finish that thought. You got a smile on your face.
I just I'd rather not.
Yeah,
I'd rather not. But
hey, well, the world keeps being an interesting place, bro. Culture keeps shifting. Culture keeps progressing and adapting and growing, and we're here to capture it, bro. And we're just here to talk about it in an honest way, and the thoughts and the ideas that go through, man.
I love it, man. That's what it's about. That's what it's
Everybody
about.
Live your life the way you want to do. John Morant, live your life the way you want to do it. Just don't put it on IG Live, bro. And stay safe. And stay safe.
Right.
All right. Just don't put it on IG Live, bro. And stay safe.
Make sure to keep the safety on.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Martha Stewart doing her thing out here.
Yeah.
She is glowing. She is glowing.
You're swiping right? You're swiping
I'm
right.
swiping right on Martha Stewart, and I hope she swipes right back, because
yeah,
she definitely got those mommy vibes. I'm playing, but
right. No, you're not. Right,
maybe.
Hey, but yo, everybody, stay at your best. At what is it? How does it go? I'm sick right now.
With a flex. With a decent flex, or
no? Here it is, guys. Yo, I don't necessarily stumble. That's the first time I stumbled right there on that shit. Here's what it is, bro. Everybody, stay blessed at your best and with a solid flex.
Right there, you go.
We out.
Peace.